Live, how y'all doing today? Cash Sports, y'all already know what it is, man. It is Cash. I'm Cash, of course. And welcome to the Cash Sports podcast. I am excited. Y'all already know what it is, man. We're here. We're talking about football today. And guess what? Guess what starts tomorrow, y'all? College football. That's right. It is here. There's a lot of big things coming, a lot of big news. We just heard some news today, and I want to drop it right off the bat, right? So, college football playoffs just expanded from 4 teams to 12 teams. You heard it live here right now. College football is going to be expanding their college playoffs from 4 to 12 teams. Now, that is going to be one exciting thing to watch, and I am here for it, right? We're going to talk about that in the near future. But what I want to get into today, right, is the NFL. We're going to be talking about the NFL division winner projections, right? And before I get into that, let me check my comments real quick. Void, you already know, man. You're already shouting out, bro. I appreciate it, man. Good looking out on that thumbs up. You know what? While I'm at it, let me drop that link in the comment section. So for anybody that wants to join, anybody that wants to tune in, can tune in, right? So let's get into it. I don't want to hold it. But before we do, please like and subscribe to Cash Sports Podcast. I would graciously appreciate it. And I know y'all see that Cash App at the bottom. Please donate if you could. But at the same time, it is optional, right? All right, so let's get into it. Let's bring this up. Boom, right there. From The Athletic is the NFL division winner projections. And this is, as I have to give credit, is coming from The Athletic, right? Let me get rid of this banner right here so y'all can read that. And then this is coming from the Athletic NFL staff. The NFL starts in less than 10 days. Oh, man, I can't wait for it. And teams have made their final cuts. We're waiting for football to start, with Labor Day weekend serving a nice reminder that summer is ending and fall is kicking off. And y'all already know, Thursday, right? The Rams versus Bills is going to be happening right here, currently in the city where I'm at. It's the Bills versus the Rams in the SoFi Stadium. So, man, it's going to be busy. I'm going to have a little special edition for y'all too that day. So, hey, look out for that. That's why I say hit that notification button. So whenever y'all get those notifications, y'all gonna see, hey man, I'm trying to level up here a bit. Feel me? So let's scroll down. I don't even want to rush it. So first division is the AFC East, right? This one's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, to keep it honest with you. Let's read through this paragraph. So it's no surprise that all of our experts think that the Bills will win the AFC East. The Patriots dominated the division for almost 2 decades with Tom Brady leading the way. And now it seems like it's Josh Allen's turn. Since 2001, only teams, the Patriots or the Bills, didn't win the division were the Jets in 2002 and Dolphins in 2008. The Bills have won the last 2 years, and it is Super Bowl or bust for the Buffalo Bills after losing in a heartbreaking fashion to the Kansas City Chiefs last year in the playoffs. The Athletics NFL motto gives the Bills a 72% chance of winning this division. 72%. They're saying 72% chance, but I see 43 people, and no other people voted the other team. So where is this 72% coming from, or damn near 73%? If I'm being honest with you, nah, man, this is 100%. This is 100%. You know, the Bills, I mean, they have the best team. Josh Allen is projected to win MVP this year. So we got to keep it real, man. The Buffalo Bills are going to take this division. It's a no-brainer, right? So on to the AFC North with the Bengals, Ravens, Browns, and Steelers. The defending AFC championships aren't getting a whole lot of respect in their own division. Injuries ravaged the Ravens last season, and the athletic experts think that they have a big bounce back from Lamar Jackson and crew this season. On the other hand, it seems surprising to see the Bengals not get that much love after their run to the Super Bowl that saw them upset the Titans and the Chiefs. Joe Burrow is entering his third season in Cincinnati, and the Bengals' young core of players is only getting better. Led by Jamar Chase, finished with 1,455 yards receiving and 13 touchdowns in just his rookie season, right? Man, that was a mouthful. And then, so if you look at the vote, checking it out, man, they got it's a landslide, but the Bengals got 22 people voting for the Bengals, while the Ravens are 20. And they even got one vote for the Browns. Man, that's crazy. So you got one vote for the Browns, but nobody voted for the Steelers. Now, this is going to be a very interesting division, right? We've talked about a bunch of other different divisions this year throughout, specifically one with the AFC West. But, this has always been a division for a very long time, right? The Steelers have been a very fantastic team, a very great team throughout their football history, throughout the NFL history, right? And then so Browns have always been, the Browns for however long they've been, and the Ravens have always been really competitive. So now this division is taking a whole new turn now that the Cincinnati Bengals have Joe Burrow as their starting quarterback. And this guy is a monster, right? Last year, he led the league for QBs for completion percentage, and that was over 70%. Now, for those that might not know, or maybe you just look at stats, or if anything, I don't know how you analyze football, but having a 70% completion percentage in a year is phenomenal. That's like Drew Brees, Tom Brady. That's Aaron Rodgers status. So if he can continue to do that throughout the year, I have no other reason to believe that the Bengals aren't going to win this division. But to have the Ravens so far close, honestly, I mean, it's really fair. I think this vote was really fair. But to have the Browns, honestly, it's a two-man race. I'm looking at it as a two-man race, unless the Steelers can show me something during the season that can say otherwise. But I do not see either the Browns or the Steelers winning this division. All right. So the next division is the AFC South, right? With the Colts, Titans, Jaguars, and Titans. So they got the Colts leading the way with 32 votes, the Titans with 11 votes, and the other two teams with the Jaguars and the Texans have 0 votes, right? And so the Colts, now we know that they have a new quarterback in Matt Ryan, and Matt Ryan is looking to, upstart his career, try to get back on track. And so with Titans, we know that they have a question at their quarterback position with Ryan Tannehill, but he's still, no matter how many times we can talk ish about him, he's still a decent enough player at the quarterback position, right? And then we all know that, he's not really the motor for this offense to begin with. It's really Derrick Henry. But, with Derrick Henry, with all the carries that he's getting, it could play a toll later down the road. So we already know that this is a quarterback's league. In order for you to win big, you got to be able to throw it down the field, right? But this doesn't come to that. We're not talking about no Super Bowl. We're talking about who's going to win the division. And right now, they got the Colts winning this division. But you know what? I'm going to have to disagree. I'm going to have to go with the Titans on this one. I feel like the Titans are still going to win this division. Colts are going to be very hard, very difficult. I think the Colts can definitely go to the playoffs this year. But as far as winning this division, I still think the Titans got this one. And by the way, the Athletic got the Colts with a 64% chance to win this division. And the Titans have a 30% chance to win this division. So on to the next, right? Ooh, a nice little one, right? This is one of the biggest divisions that people are going to have their eyes out on, right? The AFC West. Welcome to the Wild Wild West. Ooh, starting it off. Is there a more stacked division in all of the NFL? Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson, Derek Carr make up the best collection of quarterbacks in the NFL. There's no surprise that our experts favored the Chiefs to win the AFC West again. Since Peyton Manning retired after Super Bowl 50, the Chiefs have won 6 consecutive AFC West titles under Andy Reid Not only has the Kansas City Chiefs won every title, but the Chiefs are 32-4 against the Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos head-to-head since 2015, including 5-1 record last season. It's a little surprising. Only 2 experts picked Broncos to win the division. The Athletic NFL's motto gives Denver a 20% chance to win the division. Right? So it's a little bit of a landslide with these top 2 teams, with the Chiefs, Chargers, division race, right? So the Chiefs have 22 votes. The Chargers got 19 votes. Broncos got 2 votes. And then Raiders got no votes. So it is hard. This is a hard division to vote on. But I'm just as shocked to see that the Raiders have, no votes. I'm not saying they're going to win the division. I mean, that's fair to say, not get a vote, because, you can still go to the playoffs and not win the division, right? But in this one, man, I'm going to have to disagree too. I feel like the Chargers are that team to win this division this year. I mean, they stacked crazy on defense, man. They are. They're really big on defense. They're not paying Justin Herbert the max dollars yet, so this is the year that the Chargers can really make a statement. And I got to live by that, man. I can't go back on my word. I got to stick to my guns, man. So next, the NFC East, man. Y'all see it. Y'all see the picture of Jalen Hurts, man. I can't stand y'all Eagles fan, man. So the NFC East comes down to the Cowboys and Eagles, right? I'm not disputing that. It's interesting to see our experts so divided on who wins the division. Our experts seem to think that the Eagles had a great offseason and draft, in addition to the arrivals of wide receiver A.J. Brown and pass rusher Hassan Riddick. The Eagles weren't very good in one-score games last season, going 2-4. Philadelphia also gets one of the easiest schedules this year. Dallas forced the most turnovers last year in the NFL and had great injury luck, fumble recovery luck, and won 63% of one-score games. It seems our experts think the Cowboys are due in regression this season. The Athletics NFL model is more bullish on the Cowboys and gives them a 59% chance to win the AFC East, while the Eagles only have a 23% chance. Woo! Man, I'll tell you. So, man, I gotta agree with it though. I gotta agree with it. It is a landslide to have this division, so cut close. It really is between the Cowboys and Eagles. But guess what? I am going to disagree again, because I am going to choose the Eagles to win this division. Like you've seen, the Eagles have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. They have one of the best teams in this division. The only thing that I see as the X factor between the 2 teams, I mean, yes, I would give it with the Cowboys that they have Dak Prescott, and with the Eagles that they have Jalen Hurts. And Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. But I'm looking at this Eagles team, and it's like, they have the recipe for success for any quarterback. If Jalen Hurts wasn't the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, there is a very good chance that this team could win a Super Bowl if it were any other quarterback. And that's no disrespect to Jalen Hurts. I'm just saying, right? That's the question leading into the season. We've already seen the Eagles go to the playoffs as they were last year. Now we just gotta stay tuned and see what's up. Because what we know is that the NFC East hasn't had consecutive division winners in a long time. And you already know how this division is. So on to the AFC North, right? Packers, Vikings, Lions, and Bears. This was pretty overwhelming. If I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, I would lean in the same direction to have the Packers to win this division, but I would not blink. I would not keep my eyes closed around Vikings, because Vikings are a dangerous team. If they had any other quarterback, almost in another situation, even though Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, right? But when it comes to Kirk Cousins, there is a lot of questionable play when it comes to, his late game play. So I hope I said that correctly, though. But also, back to the division. I mean, come on now. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is still the quarterback there. I mean, even though they lost Devontae Adams, there's nothing really to say that I see the Packers having a huge drop-off. It just gives Aaron Rodgers a little bit more initiative to spread the ball more and start trusting a lot more guys. I mean, we can understand that he needs to, that needs to be earned. But at the end of the day, right, Aaron Rodgers is still the best quarterback in the division. The Green Bay Packers still have Aaron Jones, who's, a really good running back in my eyes. They have two good running backs. And the Green Bay Packers do have a decent enough defense. So we'll see. And I'm looking out for Justin Fields too. Even though with the Chicago Bears, there might not be a lot of news as it pertains to, how good this team is going to be in the future. But you know what? Let's keep our eyes open on Justin Fields. So now the NFC South with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New Orleans Saints, Carolina Panthers, and the Falcons. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers overwhelmingly have 43 votes. So can you disagree? Can anybody else disagree? I don't really have a reason to say any other team is going to win this division. But we all know that the Saints can and will give Tom Brady work every season because he is in that division. All right, so let's read this paragraph real quick. I know I didn't read the next one, but hey, why not? So Tom Brady is back, and every expert thinks the Buccaneers will win the NFC South after winning it in 2021. The Saints won 4 consecutive division titles before the Bucs took it last year. Tampa Bay lost guard Ali Marpet and retirement and center to retirement, and Ryan Jensen is hurt. That could spell trouble for Brady with his offensive line. The Athletics NFL model only gives the Bucs a 58.7 chance to win the division, and the Saints second best with 31.3. So I know there has been some news with Tom Brady when it comes to his line. I think we already know what type of quarterback Tom Brady can be when he has a great line. He's, the GOAT in that stand. But when he has pressure on him, his QBR does drop to 19th in the league. And so that's, kind of a little bit below average, So, so if you put pressure on Tom Brady, we know that he's not mobile, right? That's gonna be a very challenging season for him, especially with the Saints. They do have, a really competitive defensive line, right? But with that being said, there are a lot of questions as it pertains to the New Orleans Saints, with Jameis Winston coming back from an injury. And so, you just got to go Tom Brady in the Bucs. I'm not going to sit here and try to make any other argument. It's not like I'm going to believe in Baker Mayfield or Marcus Mariota. Yeah, to hell with that. So coming up next is the NFC West, right? With the Rams getting 38 votes, the 49ers getting 4 votes, Cardinals getting 1 vote, and the Seahawks getting 0 votes, right? The NFC West can put up a good battle with the AFC West for best division in football. It's not surprising to see the defending Super Bowl champions Rams get the majority of the votes here. The San Francisco 49ers is transitioning from Jimmy G to Trey Lance at the starting quarterback position. And that will create some intriguing, especially after the news this week that Jimmy G is sticking around for San Francisco for the season. 49ers had some of the most injuries in the NFL last season and could be in for a strong 2022 if they could stay healthy and Lance performs at QB. The Athletics NFL model gives the Rams a 44% chance to win the division and the 49ers a 34% chance to win the division and the Cardinals 19% chance to win this division. I have to agree with this one too. I see no other reason to believe that the Rams shouldn't get majority of the votes. I mean, they have They're probably one of the most versatile teams in the league, from damn near every position, from quarterback to running back to line, receivers, defense, right? They have a star, somebody who's really good at their position in every category. Right. So we just gotta acknowledge that, man. The Rams are just a beast right now. But we just gotta look in the long run too. It might not last for that long, but right now, the Rams, they're still set to defend their championship, and they're looking at getting another one. Then the 49ers, right? 49ers are looking to have a really big year. They went to the NFC Championship, with Jimmy Garoppolo having a bad shoulder. And so with them making that transition from Jimmy G to Trey Lance, they're basically putting it out there that Trey Lance is the answer. He will be the guy to take us to the Super Bowl. And so that will be extremely interesting to see for the 49ers and this division. And now as it pertains to the Cardinals, I know it is going to be tough. Kyler Murray, he is a really good quarterback, and he just got paid this year. But it's still going to be tough, man. It's still a tough division. I mean, they started out undefeated and then getting their first loss against the Green Bay Packers. But with that being said, man, you still got to play the Super Bowl champions, and the 49ers 4 times this year. And the Seahawks, so nothing to be said there. And that is the end of the story, right? That is the end of this category, man. So I hope y'all enjoyed that article, for real. So key things that I do want to take away from this article, right? Were those teams, I mean, those were basically all the teams that kind of made the playoffs in the previous years, right? But some teams that, like I said, that you got to look out for that probably weren't at the top were the ones that I probably pointed out earlier, with the Chargers, the Titans. I don't see the Titans winning a Super Bowl, but for sure. And this year, there's a lot of question as it pertains to Lamar Jackson's contract. And so with Lamar Jackson, if football starts next week and he hasn't signed a contract, we don't know if he's going to get traded, because that was, the thing going out there was that if he doesn't get $300 million or he'll request a trade. I don't know how real that is. But I know that for a fact that he is trying to gun for Deshaun Watson's contract. So that I could definitely say that, that's been, the main topic out there. But at the end of the day, Ravens are still really competitive. They can damn well win the division also, and Bengals can still, make the playoffs. But I would still have Bengals win this division regardless. Yeah, and then that's really it, man, when it comes to just me going from division to division. And that's just my take on it, man. I'm just excited. I'm excited to see that football is going to be starting next week. And I'm just trying to get as many streams as much as possible. But also college football. Yes, college football is going to start. And you know what? I want to talk about that for a little bit too. I know with college football, I'm a little bit all over the place when it comes to college football. I definitely watch as many games as possible, right? But I try to just stick to the top 25, because when it comes to coverage like that, y'all already see that I try to cover a lot of sports, with football, basketball, boxing, MMA, and I'm trying to get into baseball too, because I am going to be watching this year's playoffs for sure, because I'm going to be rooting hard for my Yankees. I definitely like what I'm seeing from Aaron Judge. So all right, we're gonna switch to college football here pretty soon. And so with the news with college football playoff expanding to 12 teams, I'm just really interested to see how that's gonna play out for real. I really am, because I believe it's not gonna be effective immediately. What I saw and what I read, I believe it's gonna be no later than 2024, right? And so I'm just really interested in how that's going to play out. because now things are really going to get competitive in these playoffs. You're going to see a lot of great teams be able to play each other who don't throughout the year. I mean, I know that's the case for the playoffs now, but now you have a wide range of teams. It's going to be hell of exciting now. I would love to see, like an Ohio State Michigan playoff game, right? Alabama and any SEC team competing in the playoffs. It's exciting. But I guess this is the reason why they made it this way, simply based off the fact that it just didn't want it to be SEC dominant, right? And we already know that Texas and I may be wrong on this. Damn, I might have to look this up. But I know Texas for sure is switching to the SEC conference. So that right there, college football is making some big steps. They're making some very big leaps, and this is really the first official year where these NIL deals are going down, right? Now, who? You know what? I'm just gonna cut straight to it. Who do I think is gonna win the national championship this year? I am gunning for Ohio State, right? I'm gunning for C.J. Stroud and the Ohio State Buckeyes to win the national championship this year. I think this year the Ohio State Buckeyes they're just as a complete team as anybody. Coming off the loss that they had against the Michigan Wolverines, I know it's going to be tough, but I see C.J. Stroud having a Heisman year this year. And yes, we know about Bryce Young and Alabama and Nick Saban coming out, and he got his check, he got his money. He's sitting here, he's talking about, hey, that was an off season for us. We were in the rebuilding season. He's flexing on them. That's flex. Hey, I don't care what you say. That's a flex. That's a flex for sure. Like the fact that he came out like that, and just because he lost. He lost 1 game, 2 games last year. And he doesn't even average a loss a season, barely. Come on now, you can never count out Alabama. If anything, it's gonna be Alabama versus Ohio State, or Alabama versus anybody. But just know, Alabama is definitely gonna be in that playoffs. So I want to stay on for just a little bit, man. I just hope anybody can really join the show. Make this a little bit interesting, man. I don't want to keep talking to football by myself, man. Come on, man. But in the meantime, for anybody tuning in, Ohio, now I know you from Ohio, boy. I know for a fact. So, hey, are you rooting for Ohio State? You be showing fake love to your teens, though. I ain't never see you talk about no Ohio State, bro. Yeah, nah, I do. Let me see if I can try to pull up here another article that pertains to college football, and so we can talk. We can get a little bit deeper into it. So college football. Not a football fan. NBA though. Nah, I know for a fact. I know you're huge on NBA. I know you're definitely huge on NBA for sure. Let's see, let me try to pull this up. Actually, you know what? Let me pull this article up. I ain't even gonna try. I'm just gonna sit here and just show it to y'all right here. So, college football playoffs to expand to 12 teams by 2026. All right, so you see, it's 2026 instead, not 2024. So the college football playoff will expand to 12 teams by 2026, and the College Football Board of Managers announced Friday, which is today, right? So like I said, breaking news, ching, CashSports. The new format will feature the 6th ranked conference champions, along with 6 at-large teams, and is set to begin in 2026 unless earlier implementation is possible, according to a news release. Expansion passed via a unanimous vote by the board. It was time for us to make a decision, said College Football Board Chair Mark Keenum, who is the Mississippi State University president. We need to give direction to our commissioners. This is where we are. This is where we think college football needs to be headed. Keenum emphasized that the expanded playoff will increase access and engagement across the sport, allowing more teams to participate in an event that determines the sport national champion. It will also be an important revenue driver for many. The fourth highest ranked conference champions will be seeded 1 through 4, and each will receive a first round bye according to the release. The other 8 teams will play in the first round, with the higher seeds hosting the lower seeds either on campus or at other sites designated by the higher seed. Ooh! The College Football Management Committee made up to 10 FBS commissioners, and Notre Dame Athletic Director Jack Swartbrook will be tasked with implementing the board's direction. That will include determining dates for games, broadcast entities, revenue allocation, sites for 11 games, the term for the agreement, and whether the implementation is possible in 2024 and 2025. Keenan noted that there are tremendous logistical challenges to early implementation, ranging from championship game revenue, venue availability, existing bowl game contracts, and the question of the broadcast partners. College Football Executive Director Bill Hancock said Friday that ESPN, who is the exclusive rights holder of the current 14 college football playoffs, will have the first right of refusal for games added during the current contract, which extends through 2025 to 2026. Sources familiar with the college football playoffs contract said it is possible that the college football takes the 12-team model for 2026 and beyond to the open market, and that it will then go to ESPN to see if ESPN will broadcast the expanded field for the final 1 or 2 years of its current deal as a separate issue. All parties involved in the expansion process have said they support the idea of multiple media partners and the future iteration of the format like the NFL has with its postseason. NBC and CBS just announced news Big Ten football packages, which Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren told The Athletic he hopes leads to them binding on college football packages alongside ESPN and Fox. Friday's news was both stunning and long awaited. The proposal that the board approved was nearly identical to the one initially proposed more than a year ago by the College Football Subcommittee that included SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey, Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowlesby, sorry about that, Mountain West Commissioner Greg Thompson, and Swarbrick, which is the independent, the athletic director for Notre Dame. And they believe to be the best possible compromise for all involved, prioritizing both conference champions and at-large access. Woo, there's a little bit more, but I don't think I really need to get into it. But yeah, I think y'all got the glimpse of it. Who wrote this, man? I got to give credit where credit is due. So this was by Nicole. I hope I'm saying her name right. Arbach, Nicole Arbach. Good looking out, Nicole Arbach. Woo, that was a good article. So y'all see it, y'all read it. So I'm gonna just break it down. Right, so we are basically going to get the college football playoffs very similar to the NFL, right? I mean, you heard it. So they're going to try to grab these conference teams, and whoever the champion of that division or that conference will essentially represent the conference of that team. So conference, right, in college football is very identical to divisions as it is in the NFL, and that's how I'm looking at it. I would hope that's maybe the best way of looking at it also, but just looking at it right now and just reading through the article, it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen before 2026. Now, if it does happen before 2026, you know, a lot of things have to factor in when it comes to cost, revenue availability, ticket costs, Um, and then another thing is this, these contracts with these TV deals, because this is huge, right? So this is how a lot of these teams make money. This is how the NFL makes money. This is how sports makes money, right? Is TV contracts. How are you going to watch these games? Where are these games going to be available, right? And then these are huge games. You're talking about something that's going to be worth billions and billions of dollars. Or the NCAA is already worth billions of dollars, right? I mean, look at March Madness. March Madness is one of the biggest sporting spectacles of the year. And now that, college football is going to be extending themselves from 4 to 12, that's a very giant leap. I didn't even expect for it to be that much, right? I expected it from maybe 4 to 8, but 4 to 12, man, that's pretty serious. And so what I'm really interested in also is whether, how is, the scheduling going to play out? Are they going to shorten the games? Are they going to keep the games as they are? I think, that all should also be considered. But you know what? I think with the way this vote was handled, they're probably looking at these teams, like these players are like, you're getting NIL deals now. You're getting money. You can get paid. So now they're trying to make this, an all year round, or try to have them here as long as possible type deal. But who doesn't want more football? I mean, come on now. It's football. It's college football. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait for it. As of right now, we got a deal. We got to stick to the 4-team college football playoffs. And that's still exciting too. It is. We get to see the 4 best teams compete. So let's take this in. Let's cherish this now, because it is good what we got. All I'm saying is, hey man, around 2024, earliest maybe in 2025, 2026, college football is going to be one hell of a show. Man, please, for anybody that is tuning in, please like and subscribe to CashSports Podcast, man. I would graciously appreciate it, right? I put out today the votes for the NFL division leaders and predictions. And then we talked a little bit here about college football playoff expansion, right? So if you guys want to tune in, again, hit that notification button so whenever I go live, y'all can see however I do it, and y'all can also join in and join these topics, right? See, anybody here could have joined in on me. We could have been talking college football playoffs. We could have been talking earlier about division winners. But, hey, man. But I got my boy Void, man. Where that thumbs up at? Boy. Feel me? But I thank everybody for tuning in on the stream. I do appreciate y'all very much. I hope y'all had a good listen. And again, tune in next time. And this is CashSports.